my baritone ukulele case. And I decided to build a guitar that would fit inside of it. And there we have it. So what this is I'll explain the whole process real quickly. And you just heard me play it, so you kind of get an idea, but then it has electronics, and so that's why my amp's here. In a little bit I'm going to play it again acoustically, and then I'll turn on the amp and play it, and we'll get a feel for it. So the goal was to build a ukulele-sized guitar, and in so doing I needed a long enough scale length to make the particular strings I'm using work and tune to an actual standard tuning for a guitar. That's not always easy when you shorten the scale length. So while this is the same size overall as a baritone ukulele, it has a longer scale length. The baritone ukulele has a scale length, I think, of about 19 inches, right in there. And this one has a scale length of 21.5 inches. So it's actually an inch longer than the Quattro. So I've built some Venezuelan and Puerto Rican Quattros, both have the same scale length, and I built a couple Quattros, and I discovered something interesting. With the Quattro, the Venezuelan Quattro, what I discovered was that if I put concert ukulele strings on it, I could tune that 20.5 inch scale length, that shorter scale length, down to where you'd capo one for it, and instead of playing a G chord, it'd be an A flat chord. And so I thought, well, how do I get it to be a standard tuning? Well, there's such an instrument called a ukulele. Probably a lack of imagination. They just put ukulele and guitar together. Some say guitarlele, but it's ukulele is a lot of what you see when you search it. And that's basically a 6-string concert ukulele. And fortunately, there are manufacturers that make strings just for ukuleles. And the point being is they have a higher density so that you can get the lower tones on a shorter scale length. And I favor this particular string. You can see these are red strings. They're Aquila Reds is what they're called, and they're Aquila Red ukulele strings. And by putting it on, a guitar has, 25 3/4 to 26-inch scale length right in there. So if you shorten this down to a 21-inch, 21.5-inch scale length, the strings are so loose, you don't get a good tuning, you don't get a good sound. But by putting these ukulele strings on, I actually can tune it like a standard guitar, and it fits on this little body. Story behind this, when I was building a Quattro, this Quattro, I wanted to build an instrument that would fit inside a concert ukulele case and tune lower. And so this is a Venezuelan Quattro. I just moved the bridge, shortened the headstock, shrunk the body to fit in a concert ukulele case so I could take it on an airplane. And it works very well, and I've since put baritone ukulele strings on it, so it tunes like a standard 4-string guitar. And that works great. And I've done a video on that anyone can look at. So in the process, I was making the body for it to fit in the concert, and I made the frame too big. So the sides were just too big. It wouldn't fit in the concert ukulele case. So I just stuck it up on the shelf and thought, maybe I'll use it. Well, eventually I did, and so I realized that it was the right size to fit in a baritone ukulele case. So I took to measuring and working on it. That said, you've seen how I've built other instruments, and I can talk about bracing. This has a fan bracing in it, like a classical guitar would have, and I added some things. So the back that I put on it is oak, and I like, it's not a common back material. I like it because it's hard and it pushes sound forward. I'm funny like that. And the sides were just bendy ply with a veneer on it. You can see I put some electronics in it. Those are just ukulele electronics. Um, Pretty inexpensive, actually, like, I don't know, 20 bucks or something. It's got a red cedar top, and this was from a slab, a stump, basically, that my son-in-law had logged, and I milled it down and made some tone wood out of it. And this percussion board that is kind of a standard thing on a Venezuelan type cuatro, that's made out of yew wood, and also from a slab that my son-in-law had cut and logged, and I had to mill it down on the table saw and plane it and go through that whole painstaking process. The neck is a kind of a red maple, and I carved that out of a board with a draw knife, and then the fretboard is also yew wood. And what happened, I was gonna put the frets, I'm gonna confess to some mistakes here. I was gonna put the frets directly into the neck, and I did, and I'll show you that in a second, and then realized the bridge was way too high, so I had to add some height, and I added a piece of yew wood, an 1/8 inch piece of yew wood, and redid the frets. And so if you look, you can see there's fret marking. Here's the frets, and under them are some fret slots that I cut in the neck, and that's wood filler. And I put in there, and actually it gave it a pretty cool look. And the yew wood I had was very small piece. It was narrow. I didn't have a lot of length, and there was kind of a funny anomaly in it, which I just incorporated and used. And it looks cool, and it plays fine. So that's the whole deal. It's got a spray shellac finish. I like spray shellac just because it's non-toxic and it's easier to spray. And that's how I built it. I just simply call it my little guitar, and because it is, and people like to come up with weird little names for all kinds of stuff, and myself included, I suppose. But instead of calling it, a long scale ukulele or a 6-string baritone ukulele or whatever people like to call it, it's really just a little guitar. It tunes to a standard guitar tuning, but it's little. And so let's see how that sounds. So that's acoustically, no plug-in or anything, but I did put electronics in, and I thought for fun we'd plug it in. Beauty of these particular little ukulele electronics is it has an onboard tuner, very inexpensive. They take, it goes in the end like that, takes flat batteries, those 2032s or whatever they are, and it reproduces the sound pretty well. The only thing I did was I got and it comes with a ukulele 4-string under the saddle pickup transducer type thing, and I obviously needed something for 6 strings, and so I got a guitar one, and it's an 1/8 inch plug-in that you plug into this unit here inside, and so I got one of those, and it's got a 6-string guitar transducer hooked to the ukulele, just plugged right in. Everything worked great, and incidentally, this bridge is a guitar bridge. I just kind of shaped it because it's kind of big for the instrument, and it's a steel string bridge that I and I have pegs and everything. All I did though was I changed the saddle so that it wasn't offset and it's straight and things like that, because a shorter instrument gives it a little better intonation, in my opinion. So that's what we did. I think we should plug it in and see what it sounds like. I haven't really played it through this cube very much. This is my portable PA system and guitar amp and Roland cube. Also works on some, I think, 8 AA batteries. So it's pretty cool, and I like it quite a bit. I have played this through a large sound system, and it sounds really good. Let's see what it does on the cube. So that's it. And then, of course, you could add reverb and chorus and do different things. I can even do distortion if I want to give it a little crunch. Whatever weird stuff I want to do, I can add effects. But that's the basic package. I like it. I like that when you plug it in naturally without any effects or any hassle, it sounds pretty good. It's workable. Small, easy to take anywhere. So my little guitar, and I like it. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I pray that the Lord bless you and keep you, and that you could walk with him all the days of your life and enjoy him as I have. Amen.